Hello and welcome. I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generations 2014 Leader Class Jetfire, and I love this toy. This is an update to the old Jetfire that we've been wanting for so long to get, and I am really loving what they've done with this guy. This guy was released in September of 2014. He's brand new and is currently in stores as of the time of this recording. And he's retailing for approximately $40 to $45, depending on where you get him. Now, here in Jet Mode, this is the basic Jet Mode. And he does come with his armor pack, which we're going to be looking at in a little bit. Here in Jet Mode, he's approximately 10.5 inches long. He's approximately 3.5 inches tall at the top of the fins here, and he's got a wingspan of approximately 10 inches. So he is big. I really love this guy. He is so big. And if you can see here, the Jet Mode is you can see that it's vaguely based on the F-14 Tomcat that the original toy was also based on. The wings are a little more wedged or arrowhead shaped than they would be on an F-14, but you know, it's the Generations line. It's not going to look exactly like any real vehicle. It's just going to be based on it. But being a fan of jets, I really love this guy. I really love what they've done with it. And one thing that really I loved when I saw, you can actually move the wings back like the F-14 Tomcat can do and like the original toy could do. So I really love the way that looks. It's just such a cool feature. I've been enjoying this guy so much. Looking around the bottom here, you can see a lot of the robot there, but most of the time you're going to be looking at it from the top here. So, and just for a quick comparison, here's the original, my very old, very yellowed, and very loose jointed original Jetfire. But you can see how these guys stack up, how they look side by side, and you can see how many similarities and how many differences these guys have, as well as the size comparison. They're about the same size. The new Generations one is just a little bit longer, but they're about just as tall and about just as wide. So there you go. Quick size comparison there. Now, getting into the armor pack, I told you guys he's got the armor pack. So what you want to do is, let's start at the top here. We'll go ahead and flip the fins down, bring in this top part of the pack. Now, this guy can be transformed with the pack on, with all the armor on. But I'm going to be taking it back off for transformation just so you guys can see. So there's that, and I like to bring the fins up a little bit again once I got those in there. And go ahead and push the wings back again. Go around the bottom here. He's got these longer gun pieces here, and they have an opening here to go around this wheel on the back here. So that's real cool. You've got a peg right here and a port on the leg there. So just go ahead and peg those in there and there. Just like so. And then you want to take these smaller guns that he comes with, and these guys can be plugged in right here onto the wings. So there you go. There is Jetfire with his wing pack, or his armor pack, whatever we're going to call it this time around. Now he's also got this gun that he comes with, and it's got a spring-loaded missile. So you got the button right here at the back. Push on that. And this guy's got a really good spring. It actually shoots pretty well. Let's shoot that again back over him and into the wall. See that? He's got a really good spring. I really like that. Unfortunately, there isn't really a good place, in my opinion, to put him on the Jet Mode. There's a little peg right here on the front, so you can peg the gun right here to the front. But quite honestly, I hate how that looks. I don't like that at all. There are some ports on the side of the armor pack right here on the top, so you have to kind of lift up a little bit on it, and you could peg it into the side there, but it's pushing up on this a lot. I don't like the way that's stressing that, and then it doesn't look even on both sides, so I'm not a big fan of that. I kind of wish that they would have had a port on the inside here so that you can plug this into the something along the lines of this. You can plug it into the inside and have it in the center of the boosters. I think that would have been cool. So other than that, I mean, if you're playing around with him, if you're carrying him around in your hand, you can plug him into a gun. You know, these guns have ports on them, so you can plug it in like that as well, or you can plug it in down here. So there's a couple of places where you can plug it into, but nothing that would look even. If he would have had two guns, maybe one here and one here, or one here, one on each side, but he only came with a one gun, and putting it anywhere on the Jet Mode makes it look asymmetrical. So me personally, I prefer to just leave that to the side and not put it on him in Jet Mode. And once again, for comparison, here he is one more time with the original Jetfire, wearing his armor pack, so we can see what these guys look like side by side. I'm going to back up a little bit here. These guys are big. I'm having a hard time getting them both into the camera. So there you go. That's what these guys look like side by side. Let's get Jetfire off to the side, and we'll concentrate on this guy. Now, like I said, I really love what they've done with this guy. I am absolutely enjoying every aspect of this guy. If I was going to have one complaint, one minor gripe about this guy, is that there's no Gerwalk mode. At least not officially. I've heard that some people have been able to like fan mod one or fan mode a Gerwalk. I haven't looked that up, and I haven't figured one out. I haven't really played with them trying to figure that out. I've heard somebody has, but there is no official Gerwalk mode for this guy, and that's kind of a shame. I think that's a little sad. If I was going to have any complaints about this guy, which I really don't, that would be it. I really wish they would have had a Gerwalk mode on this, but understandably so. Once you see the engineering on this guy, it's kind of understandable why it doesn't, because of the way he transforms. So, getting into the transformation, go around the bottom here, go ahead and put the landing gear away, and these guys always stay out, so don't have to worry about that. I'm going to start out with the front here, take the cockpit, and just split this whole cockpit out. And I'm just going to bring it up like so. And just kind of keep it out here, up and out of the way. Take the back of the back fins here. This whole thing is going to split up right here. So let me see. Do I want to do that now, or do I want to do that later? I think I'm going to wait for later, actually, to do that. So forget about that. Let's go back to the front here. This whole piece in the front here, as you can see, this is going to become the chest. So we're going to want to take these panels, and these are kind of difficult to get into. But there's these two panels here, there. And let's see if I can get my nail in there. There you go, just like that. You're going to want to lift those up. And then this whole piece here is, along with the head, this whole thing is going to extend down, kind of rotate it a little bit, and it's on a hinge, and what I did there I'm going to get into later. Let's actually pop that back in place. That's his battle mask. It is removable. We'll get into that later in robot mode. So anyway, there we go. We lifted these two panels up. We took this entire piece here and just kind of lifted it and rotated it away from the rest of the jet, just like so. Go ahead and take the head, turn it around, and you can take these panels and close them back up again. Okay, we're going to go up here. The legs, these are going to be where the rear landing gear is at. These are going to be the legs, and these guys are pegged into these back wings, which is why I didn't do that when I did it. So you're going to want to go ahead and unpeg these there and there, and as you can see, there's a slot there, and there's a tab on the leg right there. So that's going to be on both sides. So untap the legs, bring them down. Keep the wings up. Bring these guys down. Rotate them right here at the knee. Actually, they rotate at the hip. My bad. So rotate them at the hip. Bring them down. Rotate at the hip. Bring that down. Take the shoulders here. You can see the arms. The shoulders are pegged into these rear thrusters right here. So you're going to want to go ahead and unpeg those. And as you can see, there's a tab right there on the thruster. And there is a slot on the inside of the shoulder. It's really difficult to get the camera in there. There you go. You can see that slot right in there and the tab right there on the thruster. So go ahead and untap the shoulders and bring these out. Now, there is another set of tabs on the back of the, not quite the shoulders, but this white piece that the shoulders are mounted to. There's another tab right there. So when you bring these guys down, you're going to see this slot on the front wing, on the main wing. So you're going to want to line these guys up and go ahead and tab those arms right in there. So you kind of have to play around with it to get it just right. There you go. And oh, this guy was actually already tabbed in there. How about that? Okay, so we're almost there. We're going to go ahead and bring the torso, bring it up. And now the torso's got two slots. I think I'm going to need to bring the camera up. So let's do that. Okay, torso's got two slots on the side, there and there. And then the shoulders, if you look on the inside of the shoulders, there's another set of tabs there and there. So these guys are going to tab into the sides of the torso there. So bring this guy up and kind of squeeze him in there. Get those tabs in place. Get these hips, bring them all the rest of the way down. You're going to finish rotating those. And then just push down on the torso. Make sure that it is tabbed into the shoulders there and there. There you go. Bring the arms down, straighten these out. and then I'm just kind of straightening them out here a little bit. Take the nose cone of the jet, push it up against. Oh no, don't do that yet. Bring the back wings. Now we're going to do that. We're going to split the back wings there. They're on a double hinge, there and there. So we're going to go ahead and unhinge those and kind of accordion them down, and then we're going to bring the nose cone and bring it up all the way like so. Down here, get the feet, and you're going to want to pop these out and push them all the way forward like so. If you look at when you first bring them down, they don't really come out all the way, and then you have this giant heel. What you're going to want to do, there's actually two hinges. If you look at, there's a hinge all the way in the back there, and then there's another hinge right here. So you're going to want to bring it down to here and then rotate the foot itself, and that's going to allow you to continue rotating that back hinge all the way down, just like so. And straighten them out, and there is Jetfire in robot mode. And we're going to have to back away because this guy is huge. This guy looks so good. I really love the way that the jet mode was very evocative of the original toy. I'm going to take this mask off as well. Right here you can see the, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. He is wearing his battle mask, which I really like, but I'm going to go ahead and pop that off for the time being, just so we can take a look at Jetfire in his basic robot mode. And am I able to get the whole thing on camera is a question. There he is. So yeah, as I was saying, I really love the way that the jet mode was evocative of the original toy. However, when you look at the robot, there is no confusing this guy is based on the original G1 cartoon. And I love the way that they mixed both the original toy and the original cartoon to make this one toy. I absolutely just eat that up about this toy. Here in robot mode, Jetfire is approximately 9 inches at the head, 10 if you want to go up here to the top of the thrusters. As far as articulation goes, the head is on a double hinge, so you can go up and down. There's a hinge right here at the top of the neck, so you can make it go up and down. And then, of course, there's a rotation at the base of the neck, so he can rotate there. So, not quite a ball joint, but he can still look up and down, and he can move side to side, and you can give him a lot of cool poses with that. Universal joint on the shoulder. Not really a universal joint. You've got a hinge that goes in and out, and then you've got another hinge that goes forward and backwards. Nice ratchety joint right there, so I like that a lot. It's got a rotation right here at the bicep. You've got a good 90 at the elbow. Again, very ratchety. They're very satisfying, clicky. Sadly, no elbow rotation. I mean, not elbow, no wrist rotation. The wrists are set right there where they're at. They're not going anywhere. So I know a lot of people are probably going to have issue with that. At least they're not the gorilla or bicep curling arms that everybody hates so much. So at least that's a plus, right? No waist articulation, sadly, due to the engineering on this guy. You do have a good forward and backward on the hip, and you've also got in and out. Lot of ratchet joints in there, a lot of clickety. You've got a rotation right there at the thigh, as you saw before for transformation. You've got a nice, once again, ratcheted joint at the knee, and you saw the feet can move up and down some. So there you go. There is Jetfire in his basic robot mode. This is probably my favorite way to look at this guy. This guy looks so awesome and so G1. I just absolutely love this guy. I'm gushing over this guy. I really am. Another thing of note that I know a lot of people have had issue with, if you look at the arms, the outside of the arms look hollow. They're very hollowed out, and there really is no reason for them to have done that. He's got the porthole here because the armor pieces, one of the guns is going to mount right there, and there really is no need for having the entire arm exposed except for that port. So I think that was kind of lazy on Hasbro's part. I don't mind it all that much. You put the armor on, you're not even going to notice it, but I know a lot of people are going to have issue with that. So there you go. There's something of note right there. Okay, getting into his armor, or actually, before we get into the armor, let's show him off compared real quick once again with his original counterpart. Here he is with G1 Jetfire with no armor on. So you can see how these guys stack up next to each other. And, you know, G1 is just a little taller than him at the head, but when you look at the toy overall, they're about the same. They're still comparable. So there you go. There's Jetfire side by side compared with his original one. And now we can get into the armor that came with him. So we'll set this guy aside, and we'll start bringing in these guys. I really enjoy the armor on this guy, and Almost dropped that. Okay, so if you remember these bottom pieces on the jet, the ones that had the openings for the landing gear on the rear, these are going to go in the exact same place. These are exactly alike. These are identical on both sides. So it doesn't matter which side goes in which. Same exact spot that he was in jet mode. Like I said, you can actually transform this guy with the armor attached to him, with the exception of these smaller guns. You know, these smaller guns were attached to the wings earlier, and now we're going to attach them right here on the outside of his forearms. So other than that, you can actually leave the armor attached to him when you transform him. I just chose not to for the purpose of the video. And then real quick for the armor right here, this armor is going to latch onto his back right here. It's again the exact same place where he was at in jet mode, via these two tabs right here. Now these tabs are on the rotation, just like so. So what's going to happen? What's meant to happen here is when he's in jet mode, these guys are attached like so. And what's meant to happen here is that when you transform him into robot, you would turn these around just like so. Now, when you look at it that way, I have to really back the camera away. That looks okay, but I think these guys are sticking up just a little too far up. And I know that a lot of people have made the same comment about that. You know, he looks good with his armor on, but those guys stick out way too far up. So I'm joining the majority here. I know a lot of people have made this comment before. I like to just leave them turned around the way they were in jet mode. And then when you come around the front, you can still see that he's got that armor pack back there, but it's not sticking out way above over his head. So I actually prefer the way that looks right there. And then he's got his gun that he came with. So we'll put that in his hand. And then he's got this. This is cool. I really kind of like this. This is a bit of a battle mask that he came with, and he's got the antenna. It's very reminiscent of what the original Jetfire head looked like. So if you don't want to use this, this can actually slide into his weapon. Am I putting it in? There you go. You can actually just slide that onto his weapon so he can carry it there. That looks kind of silly. If you don't like the mask, personally, I would just set it aside. But we're going to go ahead and put it on him. This guy just clips on right over his head. And I like the mask because, like I said, it is very reminiscent of the original Jetfire's head, of the original toy, rather. So I like that. I would have preferred it if the visor was red, since the original toy had a red visor. I think I would have preferred that with a red visor. But other than that, I think that looks cool. Personally, I prefer the look of him without. I prefer this because I like the cartoon look more. But that doesn't mean that I don't like that. I really do like that as well. So I just prefer it without. So there's Jetfire one more time with his armor. And one more time for a comparison. Here he is with the original Jetfire with his armor pack on. And there you can see them side by side, how they would look. So, there you go. Once again, these guys, or not these guys, this guy rather, he is currently in stores as of the time of this recording. And I think he's a great, great figure. So, I think that is about going to cover Transformers Generations 2014 Leader Class Jetfire. Please give me a comment, give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends if you like what you see. And I'll talk to you next time.